I took a break yesterday from doing my videos, and so I'm back. This is day 5, which is day 6, but it's day 5. And I had a really big breakthrough this morning. I was listening to another podcast, and she was talking about how you can tap into your ego and find the blocks that are blocking you from achieving your future self. Because, we're always in this. I think our purpose is, in the present moment, is to be that connection between the past and the future. So what she suggested, which was kind of crazy, but kind of cool, is to be 2 parts of yourself. She suggested to be your past self and your future self. And almost like sit, I know it sounds crazy, sit in 2 chairs. One chair is your future self, one chair is your past self. And she says to sit down as your future self, full of everything that you want out of life. So you're full of joy and happiness and worthiness. You're full of confidence and self-worth. Worthiness and self-worth, I guess, are pretty similar. And then the other person is your past and what's holding you back from achieving that. So you sit down and you're full of your presence and your love, and you ask your past self, what is holding you back? Tell me about that. So I did that. And it was really cool and kind of scary, because what came out when I sat in that other chair as my past self was and I said, what age are you? Where are you? And immediately I was able to go into this version of myself at 17, who was just so exhausted and tired and longing for her old life. She was a mom of twin boys, and she was living at her parents' house, and her friends were off going and shopping and doing fun things. And that version of my 17-year-old self was just completely overwhelmed, exhausted, tired. She just wanted, and I asked her, because I flipped back and forth, I said, what do you need? And she said, I just need to rest. I just need rest. And I want to go shopping. And I want to just not have the burden and the responsibility of being a mom right now. And she felt super guilty about that. She felt that there must be something wrong with her for feeling like that. And I assured her then on my other side that all moms feel that way. It's a normal feeling to have. And I assured her that I will help carry that burden. And I assured her that she can rest and she can just veg out if she needs to. And it's funny because there's this version of me that I go all day, and then at night it's like, oh, I just want to rest. And I don't want to get out of bed in the morning because I just want to rest. And what I was able to glean from this whole situation was that part of me, that 17-year-old self, that sadness, because that's kind of how it started. How are you feeling? And it's like, oh, I just feel really, really sad. Really sad, like a deep sadness that was way down deep in my belly. And in order to feel like what I needed at that time was to rest. And I think there's a part of me that's been carrying around, I know there's a part of me, because I felt it, that's been carrying around that sadness and that guilt, that shame for a really, really long time. And I just think I need to rest. And I do rest. But I also know that sometimes that resting is, I don't need to sleep 10 hours a night, but I need to heal that piece of me. So I go through this process and I'm crying, and it's crazy because in the real world, my dog's like, what the heck are you doing and what's going on? What I realized is that, I was holding on to that feeling, that sadness, and that sadness wanted to be healed by just kind of like checking out and sleeping and maybe doing some shopping and, just like things that I needed when I was 17. And I had to hear that from her and feel that from her so that I could realize that that's old stuff and it doesn't serve me anymore. However, that pain, that trauma, that sadness that I was feeling, experiencing this morning, I needed that on some level at some point. And that's like the crazy part. It's like it all makes sense at some point. I find it all just super interesting. And the whole reason I was doing it is to kind of work on that ego, that shadow self. Like, what is holding me back? That was the question. That was what started this whole thing. What is holding me back? What are the feelings I have around what I want to, what do I want in life? First off, and what's holding me back from that? And so I just did some journaling. It was pretty interesting. A lot of what holds me back is this unworthiness, this feeling of someday I'll get there. And it's so obvious where it comes from, where it stems from, is that feeling from when I was 17, exhausted. I just didn't have the energy. I felt completely unworthy. I didn't know who I was, and I didn't want to be a mom. And the shame that goes along with feeling like I don't want to be a mom, and that unworthiness feeling, because I loved my babies. That wasn't the issue. It was just I missed my life so much. I missed my old life so much. And I just couldn't deal with it all. At 17, I could not deal with it all. And I just wanted to rest. So that's pretty profound. And I realized also that because I went through this profound, enormous thing so young, that I really feel like nobody understands me. And that I should somehow edit my life so that so that I'm more relatable. And I've been feeling this way for a little while, that relatableness or unrelatableness or whatever is actually my superpower. And I just need to go with it. That perception of who I am and what I am and who's gonna get something from this and who's not is so much more important. It's so much more important to just speak my truth and be in my truth and keep working and healing than it is to have relatability to people that I don't relate to. As humans, it's that fear again, that feeling that if somehow we are liked enough, that all the pain's gonna go away. And we're kind of just like waiting for that moment to feel that way, to be accepted. And there's no acceptance from exterior until we accept the interior. And the interior of our hearts and our souls and our minds and our thoughts are so scary beautiful. I wish that was a word. Because when we confront our deepest, darkest feelings and the deepest, darkest sadness, and we confront it and we explore that and we hold it and we love it from our own perspective of now understanding, and we acknowledge it, that's beauty. To be in those moments of those feelings, that emotion that's all just like trapped inside of us, that's scary. But we have to do it in order to find that acceptance. We want to be accepted by the clothes we wear, by the car we drive, by the home that we have, that exterior. And when we're walking around wondering why we feel so empty and sad, it's because we're using all that exterior stuff as almost like a cushion or a barrier to what's actually inside of us and inside of our hearts. So today, day 5, Monday, I really would love it if you could take some time and ask yourself some deeper questions, like, what am I feeling today? How am I feeling today? And just follow that, journal about it, talk about it, and see what happens.